Have you ever wondered why successful and wise people rarely speak, but instead spend much of their time listening? What makes them silent yet still win the affection and respect of those around them? In today's society, where communication and conveying ideas are more important than ever, we often confuse that speaking a lot, speaking quickly, and speaking well are the keys to success. But in reality, many wise and successful individuals demonstrate the opposite. They speak less, but when they do speak, their words carry weight. They spend more time listening than expressing opinions. Silence is not a sign of weakness or lack of knowledge. On the contrary, wise people often remain silent because they understand that through listening and observing, they can gather more information and gain a better understanding of the situation and the communication partner. This is a sign of emotional intelligence, an important factor that determines success in communication and life. People with high emotional intelligence typically manage their emotions well and do not let themselves be swept away by immediate feelings. They know when to speak and when to remain silent. This helps them avoid awkward situations or unnecessary conflicts. For example, imagine a tense meeting where everyone is arguing over an issue. While many people are angry and engaged in heated debates, the wise person remains silent, listens to everyone's opinions, analyzes, and then calmly presents their viewpoint. By doing so, they not only avoid unnecessary conflicts, but also make their words more valuable. Emotional intelligence allows wise people to be silent because they are fully aware that sometimes speaking is not just a natural reaction, but also a way to control the situation. Those who listen more will grasp the psychology and perspectives of others, allowing them to make clever moves in communication. Wise people often remain silent, not just to demonstrate wisdom, but also to listen and learn from others. By listening, they not only gain a better understanding of their conversation partner, but also have the opportunity to expand their own knowledge and experience. Active listening is an important skill that not everyone possesses. Wise individuals understand that listening without comprehending is meaningless. They listen with an active mindset, paying attention to every word, tone, and body language of the speaker, thus grasping not only what others are saying, but also what is left unsaid. A typical example is in the business field. Successful entrepreneurs often know how to listen to their partners and customers to understand their needs and desires. Instead of imposing their opinions, they ask many questions to gather information before presenting suitable solutions. This not only helps them build better relationships, but also fosters trust and respect from their partners. In modern society, people often get caught up in speaking a lot, speaking quickly to express themselves. However, wise individuals know that speaking less but at the right moment makes their words more impactful. Speaking less does not mean not speaking at all. Rather, it means that when they do speak, their expressions are carefully considered, valuable, and appropriate to the context. Each spoken word carries a message, a specific value, rather than being mere meaningless chatter. A famous story about Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, clearly illustrates the idea of speaking less, but with impact. During a meeting discussing conflict resolution between states, government members continuously voiced their opinions and debated fiercely. Lincoln listened silently to each viewpoint and then spoke a few concise, directive sentences. His words changed the entire course of the discussion. When we talk too much, we can easily fall into situations where our words can cause misunderstandings or unnecessary conflicts. Wise individuals recognize that sometimes remaining silent is the best way to avoid pointless arguments. Imagine you are in a situation where everyone has differing opinions. If you participate in the debate, you may inadvertently escalate the tension. Instead, wise individuals will remain silent, listen, and wait for the right opportunity to express their opinions. They understand that speaking a lot is not always the best solution. A practical example is in the workplace. If a colleague makes a mistake, instead of criticizing or publicly reprimanding them, the wise person will choose to remain silent and find a private opportunity to discuss the issue. This not only helps avoid conflict, but also fosters a better relationship with the colleague. In the modern world, there are countless shining examples of successful individuals, not because they are the most talkative, but rather because they know how to listen, understand, and wisely distill information. Notably, many of these figures have used silence and the ability to listen as weapons to achieve extraordinary accomplishments in various fields. Below, we will explore some outstanding stories of individuals who have harnessed the power of silence and listening skills on their journey to success. Story: Warren Buffett, the legendary investor who listens more than he speaks. Warren Buffett, known as the Oracle of Omaha, one of the most successful and wealthy investors in the world, is famous not only for his outstanding investment ability, but also for his wisdom in approaching life and business. One of the most valuable lessons he often shares is to listen more than speak. Buffett believes that listening skills are crucial for understanding the market and making wise investment decisions. In meetings and negotiations, he always emphasizes listening to partners, not just to gather information, but to understand their thoughts and feelings. According to Buffett, when you listen attentively, you can discover things that others might overlook. One famous story about Buffett's silence occurred during the negotiation to acquire See's Candies in the 1970s. Throughout the negotiation, rather than pressuring the partner with numbers and arguments, Buffett quietly listened to their perspectives. He then made a reasonable offer that ultimately resulted in one of the most successful deals of his career. Acquiring See's Candies was not only a financially wise decision, but also a lesson in the wisdom of communication, speaking less while listening and understanding deeply. Buffett has also said, "The less you say, the more you avoid communication risks." This illustrates his profound belief in listening before speaking, a quality that has helped him become an exceptional investor. Story: Steve Jobs, the tech genius and art of creative listening. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple and one of the greatest icons of the tech era, is renowned for his outstanding creativity. However, few know that one of Jobs' secrets to success is not his frequent speeches or continuous groundbreaking ideas, but his ability to listen to others and derive new ideas from them. One of the most notable stories about Jobs regarding silence and listening happened during the development of the iPod, a device that transformed how the world listens to music. In meetings with engineers and designers, instead of imposing his ideas, Jobs listened to each perspective and opinion from team members. He took the time to understand the difficulties and challenges they faced, then synthesized their input to create a final solution. Jobs once said, "The people who have the most influence on my creativity are not the ones I talk to the most, but the ones I listen to." This statement reflects the truth that Jobs valued listening, believing that creativity does not solely come from oneself, but also from the ideas and perspectives of those around him. Moreover, Jobs was also famous for his customer approach. He understood that to develop revolutionary products, he needed to listen not only to what customers said, but also to what they did not articulate. Thanks to this deep listening ability, Jobs created products like the iPhone, iPad, and iMac, products that not only met customer needs but also exceeded their expectations. Story: Nelson Mandela, silence and listening to build trust. Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest leaders of the 20th century, who tirelessly fought for the rights of Black people in South Africa, was also an excellent practitioner of silence and listening during his leadership. A famous story about Mandela is from his years of imprisonment on Robben Island, where instead of using words to oppose or call for resistance, he chose to silently listen to the views and opinions of his adversaries, including the guards. Mandela understood that only by listening could he grasp their thoughts, and from there, find a more prudent approach. When he became the president of South Africa, Mandela continued to use his listening skills to build relationships with other leaders. In peace negotiations, he often spent much time listening to the views of stakeholders before making decisions. This not only helped him gain a better understanding of the situation, but also fostered respect and trust from those around him. In an interview, Mandela once said, "A good leader is someone who knows to be silent and listen before making a decision. When you listen, you learn more and build consensus." It was his timely listening and silence that allowed Mandela to overcome the toughest challenges in his political career and become a symbol of reconciliation and equality. Story: Barack Obama, the U.S. leader with exceptional listening skills. Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, is famous not only for his excellent oratory skills, but also for his ability to listen to and understand others. He once shared that one of the factors helping him successfully lead the country was his capacity to listen to people from all walks of life, from high-ranking leaders to ordinary citizens. In important meetings, Obama often takes time to listen to everyone's opinions before speaking. He believes that listening not only helps him grasp the situation, but also creates an open working environment where people feel respected and have a voice. A typical story of Obama's listening occurred during the economic crisis of 2008. Instead of immediately imposing policies, Obama listened to economic experts, heard the concerns of citizens, and from there developed appropriate support measures. His understanding and listening skills helped America navigate this difficult period and gradually recover. In a speech, Obama once stated, "Listening is not weakness, it is strength. When you listen, you understand things that words cannot fully express." Thanks to this listening ability, Obama became one of the most beloved and respected presidents in modern American history. Story: Oprah Winfrey, the Queen of Media and the Art of Listening to the Audience. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most famous media icons in the world, has built her entire career on her ability to listen. As a host, Oprah has created a special connection with her audience and guests through her profound listening skills. Throughout episodes of The Oprah Winfrey Show, Oprah was not just an interviewer, she was also an exceptional listener. She always focused on listening to her guests, not only to understand their stories, but also to create a safe and comfortable space where people felt they could share their innermost feelings. One standout story is when Oprah interviewed a woman who had experienced domestic violence. Rather than rushing to the next question or interrupting, Oprah silently listened to every word the woman shared, and this silence and listening made the story more profound. After the show, many viewers sent letters of gratitude because they felt Oprah's understanding and empathy. Oprah once said, "One of the most important things I have learned in life is to listen to others. When you listen, you not only learn but also convey respect and love." Her listening ability has helped Oprah not only become a media icon, but also a beloved host among audiences. The stories above demonstrate that listening is not a passive act. Rather, it is a powerful skill that can help individuals achieve significant success. From Warren Buffett to Oprah Winfrey, from Steve Jobs to Nelson Mandela, each person has proven that silence and listening can be the keys to unlocking the door to success. In the modern world, where everything seems to happen at a rapid pace, the ability to listen and remain silent has become an important and rare skill. The stories of successful people we explored in the previous sections not only serve as evidence of the value of silence and listening, but also provide profound lessons on how we can apply these skills in our daily lives, work, and relationships. Listening is not merely the process of receiving information from others. It is an art that requires patience, respect, and sensitivity in understanding the deeper meaning behind words. In this section, we will analyze important lessons and how to apply these skills in various aspects of life to achieve success. Silence helps us learn more. The famous saying by Epictetus, the ancient Greek philosopher, states, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This implies that listening allows us to absorb knowledge, experience, and wisdom from those around us. When we listen instead of rushing to speak, we have the chance to learn more. In the workplace, focus on listening to colleagues, superiors, clients, or partners. When they share opinions or issues, avoid interrupting or quickly responding. Instead, take the time to listen carefully and note important details. When you listen enough, you will better understand the issues and make more informed decisions. For example, in team meetings, pay attention to everyone's opinions and jot down essential points before offering your personal thoughts. In learning, when listening to lecturers, teachers, or friends, position yourself as an active listener. Take notes on key points, concentrating on important information rather than just passively hearing. Careful listening will help you grasp knowledge more profoundly and understand the essence of the subject. In daily life, when conversing with friends or family, show genuine interest and listen to their views. Listening will help you build closer relationships, fostering trust and connection. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Often, when listening to others, we tend to prepare our responses in our heads without fully understanding the meaning of what they are saying. This leads to conversations that feel interrupted and lack depth. Instead, focus on listening to understand others rather than just to reply. In everyday communication, when listening to a friend or colleague share a problem, try asking questions to better understand their perspective instead of rushing to give your opinion. For example, when someone shares a difficulty they're facing, instead of immediately suggesting a solution, ask for more details. Can you clarify that? Or why do you feel that way? In the workplace, if you are a manager or leader, listening to understand employees is crucial. When employees face problems, instead of quickly giving directives, take the time to listen and understand the root of their issues. This not only helps you grasp the situation better, but also fosters trust and respect from employees. In family, listening to loved ones not only helps you understand them better, but also creates a loving and united family environment. When a spouse or child shares, pay attention to the feelings and needs behind their words instead of hastily responding with your own arguments. Silence helps control emotions and make better decisions. In stressful situations or debates, silence can become a powerful tool to help you manage your emotions. When we are angry or anxious, speaking too quickly without thinking often leads to mistakes or regrettable statements later. In debates, when you feel yourself starting to lose your temper during a debate, pause and remain silent for a few minutes. This gives you time to manage your emotions and rethink how you want to approach the situation. You might say something simple like, "Give me a moment to think about this," before continuing the discussion. In the workplace, when facing job pressure or a stressful situation, use silence to regain calmness and focus. Instead of reacting immediately, take time to reflect and reconsider relevant factors before making a decision. In personal life, when dealing with issues at home or in life, silence helps you detach from temporary emotions and consider the situation more rationally. This is especially useful when resolving family conflicts, helping to avoid saying hurtful words. Listening is the foundation for building sustainable relationships. One of the most important factors in building and maintaining relationships, whether in work, friendship, or family, is listening. When you listen sincerely, you not only receive information, but also send a message that you respect and care about the speaker. This helps build trust and connection between both parties. In love and marriage, listening to your spouse with attention and empathy is the best way to understand each other and maintain happiness. Instead of rushing to conclusions or arguments, listen to your partner sincerely and strive to understand their feelings. This fosters connection and helps resolve conflicts peacefully. In friendship, listening is not just an act of receiving information. It's also a way to show that you value your friend. When a friend shares their problems, listening not only helps you understand them better, but also creates trust and bonding. In professional relationships, carefully listening to colleagues is the best way to create cooperation and understanding at work. When colleagues know that you value their opinions, they will feel respected and more willing to collaborate with you. Silence can help you make a strong impression. There's a saying, silence is golden. In many situations, silence can be more powerful than words. When you remain silent, especially in situations requiring calm, you create a space for others to think and feel. Silence enhances attention and leaves a deep impression on others. In presentations, when presenting an important idea, use silence to create space for the audience to absorb the information. For instance, after making a strong point, pause to give the audience time to think and discuss. In interviews, when faced with a difficult question or feeling the need for time to think, don't hesitate to remain silent for a few seconds before responding. This not only shows that you are thoughtfully considering your answer, but also creates the impression that you are a deep and cautious thinker. In meetings, use silence to show respect when others are speaking. Not interrupting or rushing to respond demonstrates that you value their opinions and can foster a positive atmosphere in the meeting. The skills of listening in silence are not just communication skills. They are powerful tools that help us connect and understand others more deeply. By applying these lessons in daily life, you can enhance your communication skills, build strong relationships, and achieve success in both work and personal life. Silence, listening more, and speaking at the right moment are valuable qualities that help us succeed, not only in communication, but also in every aspect of life. How do you think you can change your communication style to be more effective? Are you ready to start being silent and listening more from today?